Davis kicks it through, and Bama's out front, 21-7. Now, a good kickoff return can get you right back into the game, and it's certainly true here as Gant kicks it to Stanley Morgan in the end zone. The speedy Morgan comes upfield, veers to the far sideline. He's to the 35, the 40, the 45. Looks like he might go all the way, but finally Spivey pushes a blocker into Morgan. That bumps him out of bounds at the Bama 39, a 61-yard return. Holloway wants to take advantage of good field position, so he's back and fires it to Tim Fitzpatrick. He gets 14. Strickland and King knock him out of bounds at the Bama 25. Now it's Stanback at left tackle. Strickland, Kroll, and Rhodes stop him after a gain of only 1. Again, Holloway goes to the air, this time to Stanback for 10 and another first down at the tied 14. But it's time for the Bama defense to stand up. Raines and Montgomery stop Holloway for no gain. Ball quarterback tries to pass. Bama defense is on him. He scrambles. Croyle sacks him for a loss of 1. On third down, Holloway's back again, but Raines is there to force the pass, and Strickland's there to break it up at the 5. From the shotgun, Tennessee going on fourth down. Lowe chases Holloway to the near side. He jumps at the line of scrimmage and overthrows Rudder at the back of the end zone. Bama takes over at the 15. And Todd runs the wishbone perfectly, getting 6 around right in. Now Stock up the middle, 4 yards and a first down at the 25. Todd wants to throw again, but the Vols are rushing. Here comes David Foley to sack Richard, a loss of 7. From the 18, Culliver goes right up the middle for 7 yards. It's 3rd and 11. Todd drops back. He's looking long. The receiver is Johnny Sharpless. But Eddie Brown is on the spot for the Vols. He intercepts at the 48. Sharpless grabs Brown, but he breaks free. And he has blockers in front of him. From behind, Shelby chases him down at the tied 39. We're back to the Volunteer scramble. Holloway dashing around to get 8 yards. David Watkins joins Washington and Rhodes on the tackle. After a 5-yard penalty, Holloway goes to the air. He hits Mitchell Gravitt, but he drops it. Again, it's Condridge passing. This time he connects with Yarbrough for 8 yards and a first down at the tied 27. Paul Carruthers is in at tailback, and he picks up 2. Dubose and Strickland knock him down. Holloway scrambles to pass again. He hits Fitzpatrick. The play works for 14 and a first down at the Bama 11. Carruthers takes it right up the middle for 5. Dubose and Ricky Davis stop him at the 6. Now Holloway scrambling again at left end. He gets around the end and goes 6 yards for the touchdown. It's a 38-yard drive in 7 plays, set up by the interception. Townsend's in to kick the extra point, and the Vols are closer, but Bama still holds a 21-14 lead. Major's team really pumped up now. Look at Townsend kick it through the end zone. It's a touchback. From the 20, Gary Rutledge back at quarterback. First option to Beck, a pickup of 3. It's Beck again, this time on the right side. The play makes 4. Third down, Rutledge on the option to the far side. Nice toss to Jackson off Beck's block. Wilbur goes for 3 and a first down at the 30. Now Rutledge wants to pass. He looks, fires it long in Wheeler's direction, but John Murdoch's there to break it up and almost pick it off for the Vols. Back to the run. Jackson on the counter at right guard for 3. Next, it's Billingsley on the toss coming this way. Beck again with a block on the corner. Randy gets 3, but the Tide faces 4th down. So Gantz in for his second punt, and Gregg booms it away. 58 yards. Brown gets nothing on the return. Conley Duncan and Robin Carey hem him up at the 6. Just 33 seconds left. Holloway runs out the clock. Time's out, and at the end of the first half, it's Alabama 21, Tennessee 14.
In the second quarter, we saw some fireworks. We also saw something that was so common to Coach Bryant, and that is sharing the quarterback playing time. Your brother Gary starts this football game. Richard Todd comes in the second quarter, and I will never understand Coach Bryant's thinking in that, but I guess if you got two great ones, you play them.
I understand it more in the wishbone because the quarterback takes a beating.
Yeah.
He's getting hit most every play, whether he has the ball or not. Richard was a great athlete, probably a better runner at that position than any of the quarterbacks that ever played that position. But he gave a defense a different look than my brother did. My brother was not a great runner by any means, but never hardly made a mistake, and the execution was always there, but just a different type athlete.
Well, in the second quarter, let's look back to a pass from Richard Todd to Willie Shelby, and it was a pretty darn good touchdown play.
Well, what he did is he faked the belly that was a big popular play for the wishbone, and then he just found the back. He usually blocks on the end, which was Willie, snuck behind him, and then Richard did a great job of seeing him and, of course, scored a touchdown.
We're going to see a replay here, and you see Shelby have to literally fight his way through the line of scrimmage.
Right. Well, see, normally on the belly, he's blocking that guy that he just ran into. And so I think the end got full thinking he was going to get blocked, and Willie just slipped through, and Richard found him.
Well, it's two pretty good athletes all the way around. You talked about Richard and his ability to move the football. He had a pretty good pro career, too.
He had a great pro career. Probably, in my opinion, a better pro career than he did at Alabama because he got to throw the football. Richard was big and strong, and he had a great career at New York.
Well, we got a score-filled second half coming up, so stick around for it. It's coming up right after these messages from our sponsors.
Most people know I'm a no-finesse type football coach, and I believe in toughness at every position. I feel the same way about my truck. That's why on my farm, I drive a Chevy.
Just look at Chevy's record. Over the last 10 years, they've become the longest-lasting, most dependable trucks on the road. And now is the time to get a great buy on the truck that's tough enough for Coach Stallings.
Of course, I might try a little finesse when I negotiate to buy one.
See your North Alabama Chevy Geo dealer today.
Brace yourself, boys, the earth's gonna shake. New Taco Bell burritos called Rancho Steak. On full out now. 99 cents each with marinated steak and pepper jack cheese. On full out now. Jalapeno beans and seasoned rice and real cheddar cheese. You got Taco Bell. Just 99. But the Rancho Steak burritos for a limited time, so try the border.
I've recently moved over my MasterCard.
So I got a MasterCard with Westone Federal Credit Union. That's much better than 21.9.
I can use it anytime I need to at any convenient ATM. It makes good sense.
Westone Federal Credit Union.
In an ongoing research project to determine the ultimate beverage, I'm isolating superstar model Cindy Crawford in a Pepsi deprivation chamber.
I'll do anything for science.
We're allowing Cindy a wide range of beverages, but not a single solitary drop of Pepsi. You're in. You'll be all right. Cindy, how do you feel?
I don't know about you guys, but I'm dying for a Pepsi.
Conclusive scientific proof. Pepsi is the ultimate beverage.
Each weekday, you can join Dr. Joel Fleischman in Sicily.
Well, I don't understand. Where is the rest of the town?
Oh, it's coming, son. It's coming.
When you get some northern exposure. Every weekday, something happens in Sicily that wouldn't happen anywhere else.
I'm not going to touch that one.
Weekdays, Alaska comes to you. Northern exposure's on 5 days a week.
It's unbelievable.
Weeknights at 11 on Fox 54.
Join a drug bust.
First thing we look at is the purse. There's nothing there. Next thing next to it, there's 4 ounces of coke.
On the next Cops. Monday night at 10 on Fox 54.
First half of the 1973 Alabama-Tennessee game featured a lot of passing. 117 yards for Condredge Holloway, but 124 for the two Alabama quarterbacks. Gary Rutledge with 80, Richard Todd with 44. Those don't sound like numbers for a wishbone offense.
Well, it doesn't, but it does, because in the wishbone offense, you usually get big plays in your passing game. You saw the first play of the game. Gary hits 80 yards for a touchdown. Richard hits a great pass to George Pugh, makes a one-handed catch. He gets 25, 30 yards, and then you have the touchdown pass to Willie Shelby. The great thing about the wishbone offense in the passing game is that you do get big plays, and I'd be willing to bet you that the average yard per completion in the wishbone is as high as a team that throws the ball 40 times a game.
Is that because you just kind of lull them to sleep on the defensive side?
You do, and to stop the wishbone, you have to stop the running game. There's no doubt about that. But what that does is give you one-on-one with the wide receiver. And if you'll take advantage of it, which most wishbone teams would not, you're going to make the big plays.
Well, let's see what the wishbone does. Let's see what kind of adjustments the defenses make, too, for Rutledge, Todd, Holloway, as we get into the second half of Alabama and Tennessee, 1973 at Legion Field.
The second half begins with Bama kicking it to Tennessee, and this time Gant boots it out of the end zone. So the Volunteers start from their own 20, and it's stand back on the counter up the middle. Dubose, Raines, and Kabelia stop him after only a yard. Holloway to the near side on the option, splits a couple of Bama tacklers. Kindridge gets 8. Rhodes blasts him down at the 29. Third down, Standback picks his way up the middle for 2 and a first down. From the 31, Holloway back to throw. Lots of pressure from Kabelia, so he scrambles and gets 5 yards. Lowe and Rhodes on the stop. This time, Holloway gets plenty of protection, so he fires it long downfield to a wide-open grab it at the 30. The tight end rumbles into the end zone for the touchdown. The Balls take just 5 plays to go 80 yards. Townsend kicks the extra point. We have a new ball game. Bama 21, Tennessee 21, with 12:40 to go in the third quarter. Tennessee kicking it. Townsend sends it to Mark Prudhomme, who goes from his own 13. With a couple of blockers in front of him, Mark takes it out to the 25. On first down, Rutledge runs the option this way and is able to get only 3. Now Rutledge fakes the option, drops back. Gary looks toward Wheeler and hits him with a strike. Wheeler's hit immediately, but he gets 16 yards and a first down at the 44. Again, Rutledge passing. This time looks downfield, but releases to Jackson at the line. Wilder runs over a Vol defender and gets 6 yards to midfield. Now the pass loosens up the Vol defense. Billingsley off left tackle. He's in the open for a pickup of 14 and a first down at the Tennessee 36. Spivey takes the handoff. It's off left guard. 6 more for Bama. Now Jackson at right tackle. Look at him spin his way for 3 yards, and the Tide is inches short of a first down. Rutledge takes care of that. He keeps it right behind center Sylvester Kroom for 5 yards to the ball 22. Now Gary drops back to pass. Looking for Wheeler. And again, Murdoch breaks it up at the 10. This time it's Rutledge to Billingsley, and a nice game for Randy, but a 15-yard holding penalty against Bama back to the 37. So Rutledge wants to pass it again. Can't find anybody open, so he's off and running to the far side. Look at Gary run for 10 yards to the ball 27. On 3rd and 15, the option goes left. Spivey on the pitch. He picks up 8, but the drive comes to a halt. Bill Davis is in to attempt a 36-yard field goal. It just misses the upright, wide right, and the score is still tied at 21. Balls take over at the 20. Holloway gets to stand back up the middle for 5. Wayne Hall and Tyrone King hit him. Then Tennessee loses 5 to a penalty. It's back at the 20. Holloway wants to air it out. He's going long, but not even the speedy Morgan can catch up to this one. On third down, Condridge passes again. This time it's underthrown, and the ball's half the punt. Clabo slips as he kicks it, but he still gets off a 45-yarder. Going to roll dead at the Bama 35. Let's see what the Tide can do from the 35. First, Culliver at center for 2 yards. Next, it's Shelby on the option left. He picks up 3 more. 3rd and 5 now. Rutledge on the short drop. Fires a quick pass to Warren Dyer for 16 yards and a first down at the Volunteer 45. Shelby gets it again for Bama, and Willie makes 4 on the left side. Rutledge gives it to Culliver. He's slammed back after picking up 2. 3rd down, 4 yards to go. It's Culliver again, but the ball stopped the option this time. David Campbell traps him for a loss of 1. So on 4th down, Gant punts it away for Bama into the end zone. UT now has it at the 20. Rudder goes right up the middle for 6 until Wayne Hall grabs one of his feet to pull him down. Again, Holloway to Rudder. He gets 6 and a first down. Hall and Cabelius stop him at the 32. Stand back the middle, but Cabelius forces him outside. Hall and King drop him. Back to the pass goes Holloway, but the Tide almost sacks him, so he has to run and manages just 2 yards before he's hit by Hall and Dubose. On 3rd down, Holloway looks for Gravitt again. This time he can't hold on to it at the 45, and the Vols have to kick it. Clabo uncorks a soaring 56-yarder. The Vols are going to down it and pin Bama back at its 4-yard line. 36 seconds left in the quarter. Jackson follows blocks by Billingsley and Buddy Brown. He picks up 7 yards out to the 11. Then it's Billingsley behind Jackson for 6 to the 17. First down. That's where Bama will have it to start the 4th. After 3, Alabama 21, Tennessee 21.
Well, after 3 quarters, it's 21-21, and it's been an offensive show. I don't think that's what folks expected when Alabama and Tennessee got together.
Not at all. Usually you have a defensive struggle in ball control by Alabama's offense.
Well, one of the reasons it's not that kind of defensive struggle is your brother Gary. And I want to take a look at a couple of plays from the 3rd quarter. First, a really nice pass to Wayne Wheeler.
Fake the belly again, and then has Wayne Wheeler out. Looks like a corner pattern. Just broke it to the sideline, and wide open once again. You saw the defensive back about 6-7 yards off of him.
Condridge Holloway was the scrambler in this football game, but Gary has to scramble a little bit here on this one himself.
I'll tell you, Gary was a great runner, in my opinion. I know he wasn't the flashiest quarterback that's been down there running the wishbone, but he had made a great move there.
Yeah.
Made some guys miss, and even tried to run over somebody.
Well, Gary was your older brother. How hard was it to follow in his footsteps to, I guess, first of all at Banks and then on at Alabama?
It wasn't hard to follow him. I looked up to my brother, idolized him, thought he was a great example to me as a brother and as a player, and it was just fun to be able to go to the same schools he went to. And I don't think really anybody ever compared us. We were totally different in our style of play. I mean, I was bigger than he was. I was more of a thrower, and he was more of the execution, didn't make mistakes kind of guy. And it was just fun to be his brother and to grow up and follow in his footsteps.
You've already told us that you knew the first play of this football game because you and Gary had talked. Once you started playing at Alabama, did you and Gary talk about how to run the wishbone? Did he give you some tips?
He did, but not a lot. He went directly from Alabama to coach with Bud Moore out of Kansas. So he began immediately coaching the wishbone, had a quarterback out there by the name of Nolan Cromwell.
Oh, yeah.
And who was a great runner. So Gary was able to coach Dolan. But I didn't talk to Gary a whole lot once I was at Alabama because he was busy in his career as a coach then.
Both of you did fairly well in your careers at Alabama, and we're going to see a great fourth quarter. It's a beauty. It's coming up next on Bama's Greatest Game.
You're invited to come in and see something that's very important to us at Champion Chevrolet Olds in Athens. Now, you may think it's our new buildings or maybe our great selection of cars and trucks. But the most important thing is the official General Motors customer satisfaction rating. Now, while some dealers hide these in the back room, we keep them posted in the showroom at Champion. Of a perfect 100, our customers rate us 98 in Olds and 96 in Chevrolet. So come in and see why new customers become old friends at Champion Chevrolet Olds, Highway 72 in Athens.
Since you're watching Bama's Greatest Games, you should know where you can find more great Bama memories. The Art Mart on Governor's Drive brings to life many unforgettable Crimson Tide moments with works by such artists as Daniel Moore and Doug Hess. The Art Mart has the prints and is ready to help you with all your framing needs. And if you're looking for those great Tiger memories, you can find them at Art Mart. Great memories and great gifts are awaiting you at Art Mart Incorporated, 2805 Governor's Drive in Huntsville.
Attention. An undergraduate degree can have a tremendous impact on an individual's income level. According to statistics, individuals with a bachelor's degree can earn up to $350,000 more than a high school graduate. Oakwood College can help you enter that higher income bracket. If you are over 25 and have completed 2 years of college, you can complete your college degree in approximately 18 months. Call 726-7098 right now.
Crimson Tide fans, you can now have your own video collection of Bama's Greatest Games. 5 of this year's greatest games are available. The 1962 Georgia game, the 1967 Sugar Bowl featuring Coach Bryant, the 1971 game at Southern Cal, the 1973 Tennessee game, and the 1981 battle with Auburn. Bama's Greatest Games, a must for your video library. Available October 15th at Hibbett Sporting Goods, Books A Million, Bookland, and other fine retailers.
It's Alabama 21, Tennessee 21 as we head into the fourth quarter of the 1973 game at Legion Field. As we sit here, we know what the fans in Legion Field didn't know back then. Alabama was going to score 3 times in the fourth quarter. What does it take to get that many points in one quarter, Jeff?
Well, what it takes is what you're getting ready to see.
Yeah.
It takes a big play from the special teams. It takes a turnover. And it takes a big run or a big pass. And you're going to see all 3 of those in this quarter.
I want to talk about the special teams, first of all, and that's a part of the game that's kind of ignored by fans, I think, until you get the big play. But it's so very important, isn't it?
It can get a team fired up probably quicker than any other way, because what happens is most people take it for granted, as you mentioned. All of a sudden, a guy gets the ball and runs 80 yards for a touchdown. It gets the fans going. It gets your team going again. It can turn a ball game around, which it did here.
Well, the fuse has already been lit, and that's the fuse on Bama's fourth quarter explosion. Let's get back to Legion Field in 1973.
15 minutes to go. Bama has the ball at its own 17. Billingsley pops through a hole at right guard and goes for 9. Jackson's headed for an all-SEC year, and here's why. Look at him get 11 and a first down at right end. Again, Wilbur to the far side. He breaks a couple of tackles, runs over a volunteer, winds up getting another 11 and a first down at the 48. Bama's moving, but the Tide comes to a halt. Rutledge passing to Wheeler, but Jim Watts is back at his own 12 to intercept it for the Vols. From the 12, Rutter gets 4 on the right side. Strickland makes the stop. Holloway gets it to stand back. Haskell runs for 5. Dubose, Washington, and Lowe stop him at the 21. Big third down, but a big play, but John Kroll keeps Stanback from getting the first. Claybo's on to punt it for the Vols, and he gets a 43-yarder to Robin Carey, and it's big play time again. Look at Carey avoid 1, 2, 3 tacklers, then it's off to the races, to the 50, the 40, the 30, way downfield. Look at the block by Tyrone King. Carey goes all the way, 64 yards for a touchdown. That deserves a second look. From the time Carey catches the ball, look at the misses he causes, the crease he finds, and enjoy his scamper to the end zone. Bill Davis kicks the extra point, and Bama's up 28-21 with 11:53 to play. Legion Field jumping now as Gant kicks it to Carruthers for the Vols. From the 5, he comes straight up the field and gets out to the 30, where he meets Turpin, Gary Yelvington, and the kicker Gant. Majors and the Vols want to come back quickly, so Holloway hits Love for 16 yards and a first down. Ricky Davis stops him at the 46. Now it's Carruthers up the middle for 5, and the Vols are at Bama's 49. Holloway passing again, this time to Fitzpatrick, 8 yards. Strickland and Washington on the tackle. Tennessee first and 10 at the Tide 41. But Bama's defense steps up. Dubose breaks up the option this way and trips Carruthers for no gain. Holloway back to pass. He has to scramble, and David Watkins catches him from behind. Play makes just 2 yards. Once more, it's Condridge looking to pass, but Dubose looking for Holloway, and Mike sacks him. A huge play. It loses 11 and forces a punt. Claybo wants no return this time, so he kicks it into the end zone. Tide won't be denied, though, from the 20. Big play time again. Jackson around right end, spins away from a tackler, cuts toward midfield. Gets a little encouragement from Buddy Brown. Comes to the near sideline and then outraces the Volunteers. Look at Wilbur go. 80 yards for a touchdown, his second score, and he winds up today with 145 yards on the ground. Bill Davis adds the extra point. It's now Bama 35, Vols 21, 8.5 to play. But the Tide's not finished. Gant kicks to Morgan in the end zone. Stanley says he's bringing it out. Wrong. He gets away from the Tide's James Taylor and Prudhomme, but Conley Duncan hits him from the side. Morgan fumbles, and Carey recovers at the Volunteer 22. You know, this is getting to be fun. Just ask Spivey, who finds a hole at right guard for 19 yards. He's all the way to the 3-yard line. Time to smash it in. Billingsley tries, but the Vols stop him for no gain. Once again, it's Billingsley taking the pitch this time and trying to go around the corner. A great tackle by UT's Eddie Wilson. Now it's 3rd and goal. Spivey goes over right guard through a hole created by Kroom and Buddy Pope. Falls into the end zone, and Bama puts another 6 on the board. Check it out again. The line makes it look easy. Spivey scores Bama's 3rd touchdown in just over 5 minutes. Davis kicks the extra point. The route's on. The Tide 42, the Vols 21. As the celebration continues, Gant kicks off to Carruthers again. No fumble this time, but he's gang tackled at the 16 by Turpin, Lefty Perry, and Jimmy Dawson. Holloway's desperate for points now, but the Tide defense is too strong. Croyle gets through with help from Randy Hall to drop Condrich for an 8-yard loss. On second down, Holloway back to pass, manages to elude the Bama pressure and get his pass away, but it's way too long. Standback tries right in. He gets half a dozen yards before Duncan gets him, and it's fourth down. The Vols have to punt it one more time. Quavo punches it 55 yards. Carey takes it at the 33, but this time he's caught for a loss of 1. Just over 5 minutes left. Bama wants to run some clock. Todd on the option to the far side of the field. Richard gets 11 and a first down. It's back up the middle for 4 yards. Beck tries center again, but Bama's penalized 5 yards for illegal procedure. This time, Todd keeps it himself and gets 5 out to the 46. Now, Bama's done its part. The fans want to do theirs in convincing voters that Bama is number 1. 3rd and 6. Beck gets a hole at right guard, and Ellis rambles 12 yards to the Tennessee 42. Fresh faces now for Bama. One of them, James Taylor. He gets 1 at right tackle. Todd on the option to the far side. Richard picks up 5 more. On 3rd down, the Bama quarterback drags the tackle for 3 yards, but he's inches short of a first down. So Bama goes for it on 4th. Todd up the middle. 3 yards, 1st and 10 at the ball 30. Another new face, Bob Holmes takes it for Bama. He has 4 at center. Todd keeps the no gain, but the Vols are a little too aggressive on the tackle. 15 yards and a personal foul. The Vols move to the UT 12. Final play has Danny Ridgway at quarterback. He gives to Holmes to free up the middle, and it's over. Alabama puts 3 touchdowns on the board in the 4th quarter to whip the Tennessee Vols 42-21, and Bear Bryant gets a ride to the locker room for cigars after a win over Tennessee.
Hey, you gotta watch this. If you want to win, this.
Boys, the earth's gonna shake. New Taco Bell burritos, Colorado steak. Oh, 99-cent piece with marinated steak and pepper jack cheese. Oh, jalapeno beans and seasoned rice and real cheddar cheese. You at Taco Bell, 99. But the ranch steak burritos for a limited time, so watch the board.
Thinking about a new career? Something with a real future? At Virginia College at Huntsville, the future is now. Let Virginia College prepare you for a rewarding career in electronics or computer technology. Plus, classes are now available in legal or medical office administration, computerized accounting management, and office automation. Day and evening classes, job placement assistance, and financial aid to those who qualify. Call today and find out how easy it is to start your new career at Virginia College at Huntsville.
Alabama beats Tennessee 42-21. 1973 is a long time ago, Jeff, but I'm still reeling. Over 21 points in the 4th quarter. An incredible display to beat an arch rival. By now, folks are smoking cigars in the locker room, aren't they?
I can guarantee you they were smoking cigars and hooping and hollering, and Coach Goostree was up on the table doing his little dance and doing the things he used to do after a big win like that against Tennessee. So it was a great win and a great comeback in a way, 21-21 because they were up and then they tied. And to have the big points that they did at the end was just a great win for Alabama.
I want to go to the highlights in just a second, but I want to ask you a question off of something you just said. Does that give you a big push going to the next week and then further on down the season have a big win like this?
Definitely, especially when you beat a team like Tennessee. You're confident that you can make the plays and you have to make them, that all phases of your team are going to play a part in it. The special teams was a big part here to get them up. It just gets everybody excited and can't wait till the next week.
Well, it got everybody excited at the very start of this one. Let's go back and look at the highlights of this victory over Tennessee. Very first play, Gary Rutledge to Wayne Wheeler, 80 yards.
Can't play that one enough.
It was an absolutely beautiful play. set up, as we've talked, by the wishbone. Now, after that, Wilbur Jackson, great blocking here.
Great blocking, the same belly play, and Wilbur just lowered his head and ran over some guys.
And then in the second quarter, Richard Todd comes on, and nice little pass here to Willie Shelby.
Right, just faked the belly that you just saw, and then found Willie behind the linebackers in front of the secondary, and just a great executed play.
We have all that excitement in the first half. Then into the fourth quarter, we're tied 21-21. Here comes the special teams. Robin Carey, 64 yards.
Well, just look at all the blocks. You see everybody blocking, and of course he made some guys miss, but the great effort that you saw on the blockers was just what set this up.
And then he gets a block at the end of the play. Actually, a couple of guys come on to help. Robin Carey, 64 yards for the touchdown. Now, the belly play again? Or just
no, that was just a sweep. Handoff sweep, and Wilbur just makes some moves, and then he just uses his speed and outruns everybody. Cuts it all the way across the field. That was what was impressive.
Yeah, because usually that play is the kind that goes to the far side and kind of stays there on down the field. I guess that's what a great back's going to do, is look for that open area.
Exactly. And just look at all the guys still hustling to try to get up here to help block for him. But Wilbur's outrunning them.
He outruns them 80 yards to the end zone. That puts Alabama up 35-21. And Bama gets a break, a fumble recovery, and another touchdown. Again, a nice run and some good blocking. Paul Spivey on the touchdown.
Right, just great blocking by your offensive line, and that's what makes the wishbone go, is the offensive line. You've got to give those guys up front the credit for that.
Well, a huge 42-21 victory over Tennessee. And in this football game, some great football players. One of them, your brother, in Gary, Richard Todd, Wilbur Jackson. But then again, I think down through the years, that's been kind of the mark of Alabama football, is getting the very best athletes. And most of us I just named are from the state of Alabama. I guess recruiting is the key all the way around.
Well, as you were mentioning those names, I was thinking Coach Bryant. That's the reason Alabama gets those athletes, and he got them.
Was it also his assistants working very hard and going out to the high schools, meeting the coaches, and being in contact with the athletes themselves?
Very important. You're right. You have to give them the credit. Recruiting is no fun. I think you could ask any coach, but it has to be done. And they spend the time to find where the athletes are and then go make their visits and then convince them to come play for Alabama.
Was there ever any doubt that you were coming to Alabama?
There was for a period of time.
Really?
Alabama took it for granted that I was coming based on Geary. And they got wind of that, and then Coach Bryant came to my house and sort of changed that.
So they changed it around. He had a habit of doing that. He also had a habit of winning football games, and we've just seen one of the great ones. Alabama over Tennessee, 42-21 in 1973, one of Bama's greatest games.
Don Hudson, Harry Gilmer, Leroy Jordan, great names in Alabama football history, and just a few of the stars of the Alabama Sports Network's latest home video. Alabama and the 12 national championships from Pasadena to Paris, with Keith Jackson and Coach Gene Stallings. To order, call 1-800-353-BAMA. Free tape video collections, $59.95 plus $5.75 for shipping. Order now and get a bonus tape of the Bryant family reunion. Use your Visa and MasterCard and call 1-800-353-BAMA.
Remember, you're watching WZDX TV, Fox 54, Huntsville, Decatur, Florence.